Now, this week we had the Trans Day of Visibility, and you decided to mark the occasion by attending a protest in Texas. You were blasting the song Dude Looks Like a Lady, Dude Looks Like a Lady, and yeah, not surprisingly, it took around 5 seconds before you were attacked.
What is going on? All children to get free into reassignment surgery!
Kill yourself!
Transgenderism and stay effective!
Look at this! You want to fight? You want to fight? Yeah, I'm so scared. What are you going to do?
Alex, I may be jumping to conclusions here, but I don't think they were happy to see you.
No, Rita, it's a cliche you say a lot. The party of tolerance and acceptance is not very tolerant or accepting when it comes to people that even try to have the same viewpoint. I went there to try to, I guess, be friendly. And obviously I was joking. I was being sarcastic. But as soon as I stood up and I had the boombox playing Aerosmith, they knew what was going on, and they immediately got violent. And I really feel bad because I was there with the cameraman and my girlfriend, and they threw coffee on her. You know, they threw water on me. And I'm trying to go there, and this is a very tense situation. I go there, and I try to have, I guess, a different angle. I try to be funny, or I try to be, goofy. But in reality, these protests are getting dangerous, and there's more and more of these protests, Rita. So I'm happy that this didn't actually get much worse than it really was.
Well, yeah, he got a bit willing there. There was a bit of argy-bargy, and I'm not sure whether you should be taking your girlfriend to these little projects, Alex. We need to have a talk about that off camera, because I'm never going to have you married off if you pull stunts like this. Taking your girlfriend to a Trans Day of Visibility protest, no. Now, let's talk about Super Bowl champions, the Eagles. They're looking forward to their White House visit, a very different response to what we saw back in 2018. Let's hear now from Eagles coach Nick Sirianni talking about how honoured he is to be invited.
No, I'm really excited to go. Yeah, what an honor. What an honor to be able to go to the White House. Teams that have been winning the championship have been doing that for a long time, and I'm really honored to go and really excited to go.
Alex, things were very different back in 2018 when President Trump, during his first term, rescinded his invitation to the Eagles after they showed great disrespect by saying that they were only going to send a small delegation. The whole team didn't want to go. It's quite a backflip.
I mean, to say the least, it's a huge backflip. When you look at Pennsylvania in this last election, I would have not have thought that they would be in favor of Donald Trump. Everybody thought that that was going to be, such a, nail biter, but it wasn't. And so I think that people of Pennsylvania are willing to say, look, I love Donald Trump. I like Donald Trump. Nick Sirianni, this is his second championship, I believe. So he's a great coach, and he's out there speaking for the fans, not just the players that might be mad, that might not like Trump. This is for the fans of Philadelphia that not only voted for Donald Trump, but love the Eagles. So I'm happy that they're going to go and make this right. And they ought to. It's ridiculous. Even if Joe Biden was in office, every team that wins a championship, especially football, the most important sport here in America, you go to the White House. It's tradition. And I really don't like these teams breaking from tradition.
No, and I think that's where we're seeing the cultural shift most strongly. I think when it comes to Hollywood, when it comes to so many parts of the entertainment industry, they're still completely divorced from reality and just on this anti-Trump campaign where they alienate half the country. But the sporting teams, Alex, seem to be realising that it doesn't pay to upset your fan base. You've got to actually either be neutral or just accepting of people's different viewpoints. I'm not saying we're there yet, but there seems to be a bit of a shift.
Well, Rita, now you were playing this all year long. All of the NFL players are doing the Trump dance every time they score a touchdown or they sack the quarterback. So, we've had a big shift, and now it's cool to be a Trump supporter, and I'm happy to see it. Now we're the cool kids, Rita, finally. They used to alienate us, but now it's cool to like Donald Trump, and we were doing it before it was cool to do it.
Well, if you want to be a rebel, you have to be conservative. I mean, that is just the way it is now if you're a young person, because the groupthink is so much the other way. We have to check in now on Will Smith, Alex. He went from being arguably the world's biggest film star, winning Academy Awards, among the highest paid stars in the industry, and then this happened.
Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Well, the weirdo Hollywood crowd gave him a standing ovation shortly after that when he won his little award. But the rest of the world were pretty appalled by his antics, and he had this massive fall from grace. That was 3 years ago now, and he's now launched a comeback, a musical comeback.
Feel like I'm just getting started. They tried to finish me. I'm like the universe, infinite. There's no end in me. This is the bounce back. Watch Will, y'all. This is the bounce back. Here come the bounce back. Keep your eyes on him. This is the bounce back.
Okay, Alex, is that a song? Is that a comeback? Or is it, I don't know, do we intrude on a therapy session?
Yeah, it was definitely a little therapeutic what he was talking about. I think he called it lyrical lemonade, but you know that we're in a simulation because now Will Smith is cussing in his freestyle raps. I would have never thought that that would ever be possible because he always said that he doesn't have to cuss in his raps to sell records. But when it comes to Will Smith rapping, Rita, this is a good sign. This is going back to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air days, the Men in Black days. There was a time when Will Smith truly was the A-list funny powerhouse rapper, actor, dancer, and I hope he can go back to that. You know, he had a horrible fall from grace. His wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, very unlikable, if you ask me personally. So I actually like to see the revitalization or the revolution or the pivot of Will Smith's career. I'm excited to see it. You know, will it be a success? Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. His music was actually underrated, I always thought, in the past. I'm not sure about this one, though. Now, before you go, we've seen activist students behind violent protests deported, but the problem runs deeper than the students. Look at this academic, the chair of the English department at the University of Wisconsin, Eau Claire. Look at what he allegedly did. Flipped over a table set up by college Republicans at the university. But Alex, despite what we're seeing in that particular footage, we are seeing sanity prevailing at a number of universities that are abandoning their DEI programs. Tell me about this shift. I mean, they're being forced to do it, but seeing the University of California walk back from DEI, well, that's got to be good news.
Well, Rita, I go to a lot of these college campuses, and really these kids could care less about DEI. It's a lot of the faculty. And a matter of fact, when I do these debates, oftentimes the faculties are the ones that come over there, and they don't necessarily, I've never had my table flipped, but I've had them say flippant remarks to me, and I've had them say, get a life. So it seems like the teachers are the ones that are doing all the indoctrinating. So to see these programs go by the wayside, God bless them. That's great. We don't need them. But I think that is a real problem. It's not necessarily the students. It's actually the administrators and the faculty.
Of course, that's where it starts. Alex Stein, thanks so much for your time tonight.